You get to record me. I'm gonna go over Term LB illustration here on paper. So if I could, it's anybody who wants to volunteer. Maybe anybody. All right, Mel, since you want to volunteer, come on up, my sister. Give Mel a round of applause. Give Mel a bigger round of applause. A much bigger round of applause. Miss Mel.
Sit down.
Yes. In Cambodian. Going. Okay, Miss Mel. This is how I do the whole presentation, all right?
Okay.
So right when we go into it, we're going to follow something called the 5 C's.
Yep.
You're gonna connect, credibility, concepts, compensation, and then close. This is for the first appointment. Okay? First appointment. So first thing right off the bat, I'm going to connect. Form and ladder. Form stands for family, occupation, recreation, 2-minute message. Ladder, listen, ask questions, don't disturb, don't interrupt, empathize, respond verbally, but not really. So I'm coming in, and here we are at the door. Roger introduces me. Hey, this is Mel. This is a good friend of mine. And then the trainee will immediately also edify me. Okay? It's already an uphill battle because they don't know who I am, but we can reverse it if the trainee edifies me correctly. So this is Peter right here. He's actually a good friend of mine. You know what? I'm not even sure how I actually got him down here, but I'm so happy he's here to help me train today. I was like, you know what, Roger? Don't even worry about that today. Mel, right?
Yes.
Peter, great to meet you.
Nice.
By the way, I heard that you have a very hilarious husband. His name is Don.
Yeah.
We call him the Don, right? And is it 40 kids that you have?
41.
41. Gotcha. And then I'm gonna go in and I'm talking about the family. I say, by the way, I don't remember exactly what Roger told me, but do you commute to work here or do you work around where you live?
I commute.
You commute. Like commute like what? 5 minutes? 10 minutes?
20.
20 minutes. Why? Where do you work at?
Walnut Creek.
Walnut
I
Creek.
know this far.
There you go. And let's just say she was a nurse, right? And I heard you're a registered nurse. Which hospital did you work at? Oh, Kaiser.
Kaiser.
There you go. And then ready? Watch this. I'll teach you this. I'm laddering, like listening to her and asking questions. Remember this. 3 questions is not an interrogation if you empathize on what they've been saying to you. If you go 4 questions consecutive, you're interrogating them. So watch this technique. It's called 3 deep, empathize. 3 deep, empathize. I say, Mel, I heard you're a registered nurse. Where is it that you work again?
Kaiser.
Kaiser. Which one?
Walnut Creek.
Is that far or is that close? I forget.
Kind of far.
Oh, right. Okay, Kaiser. Yeah, it is a little bit far. You see how I did that?
Yeah.
I went 3 deep on the questions, then I empathize. Empathize means to respond still within the subject that we're on. Okay, let me teach you how some of us mess up. I heard you're a registered nurse. I heard you also work at Kaiser at Walnut Creek. It's pretty far. Like, you asked no questions. Well, Peter, I already knew all that. It doesn't matter. I asked Roger for a profile so I know how to direct my questions. I don't say, hey, I heard that, Val, you're married to a guy named Don, and you also have 4 kids, and you also work at Kaiser over in Walnut Creek. Is that true about you? Right? But think about what's your response. Is that true about you?
Yeah.
That's it. All we get is yeah. But she's not answering wrong. But now watch these conversations. I said, Mel, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Is your husband Don home?
Yes.
Yes, he is, because it's going to be a qualified appointment. I said, cool. But, dang, those are your 4 kids? Wow. There's a lot. You have more kids than I do puppies, you know, but why to compare the 2? Who knows? I heard that you work around the area. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, like around the area, like close or far?
Like 25 minutes.
25? And you're a registered nurse, so where is that? What do you work at?
Kaiser.
Kaiser. Which Kaiser is that?
Walnut Creek.
Is it close or far?
Kind of close, kind of far.
I guess kind of depending on traffic, right?
Yeah.
True. You see how this is a conversation? You know? And then all of a sudden I'll see her cooking food in the oven. And I'll say, you know what? I would like to talk to you more about that, but What is that smell? That's either Don's fart or like something good within that house. You know? And, you know, first they should say, Don's fart smells good. I said, does it? Because I gotta go 3 deeper questions. What did he eat? Why did he eat it? And then I'm gonna empathize. That's true.
I love it.
Look, conversations have a lot to do with them talking and you empathizing on the same conversation. Okay? You can do this strategically or you can be genuine about it. I got to know Steve and Aubrey through asking 3 deep questions and then empathizing based on the 3 questions that they answered. I said, by the way, Steve, I'm not too sure exactly where you work, but is it close or is it far? Well, I work maybe about 30 minutes out. 30 minutes north, south? I mean, where is it? By the way, you know what's happening? I bet you nobody asks questions the way I do. You see what I mean? Nobody asks questions the way I do. You're like, well, I'm more like south. South like what? And literally, the person has to be wondering, man, this guy's really into my conversation. Never had this before. And then when he's done, don't ask a 4th one. Well, you know, like Peter, more or lless towards San Jose. I said, oh, okay, cool. Basically towards the direction in which I drove up here, but obviously it's driving down there because the up is north and down south, right? That's cool, man. What company do you work for? Just like that. Empathizing means to respond based on the same subject in which we're talking about, because you don't interrupt and you don't change. I mean, you don't change the subject and you don't interrupt. Remember that? Ladder. And sometimes it's, tell me, what do your kids typically do on the weekend?
Play sports.
Oh.
Swim. A lot.
There are more words that are going to come out if you don't share yours too fast. What? Yeah. Yeah. So respond verbally, but not really. This is huge. I already know what they do recreationally. I say, you know what? The reason why I'm actually so excited to be here, even though they told me that they kidnapped me, I mean, this has to be the most rewarding kidnapping. You know, to be honest with you. You guys are a great family. Honestly, actually, the 2 of you remind me of my brother and sister-in-law. And by the way, 4 kids, that means I'm still beating you by 1 because in my family, we got 5. But no, really, though, a lot of the reason why we're here is because Roger and Valerie has told me so much about you and your husband. And I don't know if you guys are going to be interested in the things that we talk about today. And the truth is, our goal is not to get you to be interested in anything. See, our company, we just like to go out and share exactly what we do as a company, share you our crusade, our mission, our opportunity. And at the end of it, if not for you, and it could be that case, you can just refer somebody. But really, the reason why we do this is because we love it. Think about it. I wasn't paid to come out here today. But I heard a lot about you. And even worst case scenario, if just getting to know you was the last thing I did here today, I'd be okay with that too. Especially you, Don, because you eat a lot of oysters. I don't know what happens afterwards when we leave, but I eat a lot of oysters too. Okay? Obviously 4 kids. But now let me ride your motorcycle. Which I did. I actually rode his motorcycle with a construction helmet. Elani wasn't there to stop me. So we're done building all that, okay? Now watch this. How do you go from connect to credibility? There has to be a transition. Some of us don't know it. That's why I say, okay, so we built a relationship. Okay, so what do we do? How do we solve Transamerica? No, it's very simple. To go from here to here, there's a transition. You know what, Mel? Let me ask you a question. Outside of getting to know the 2 of you guys and all your 14 kids, what has Roger and Valerie told you so far about who we are and what we do? That's the transition. What has Roger and Valerie told you so far about who we are and what we do? Especially for individuals like Merle and Yvette that are looking to get signed off. Just do that. Just do that. Steve, help me out real quick. Can you stand at the door?
Yeah.
Say, Peter, it was great to get to know you. It's been nice getting to know you. But let me ask you a question. Say, Peter, it's been nice getting to know you, but let me ask you a question.
Peter, it was nice getting to know you, but let me ask you a question.
What has Bobby told you so far?
What has Bobby told you so far?
About
Who
we are and what we do.
Who we are and what we do.
That's it. All he says is, it's been nice getting to know you, but let me ask you a question. What has Bobby told you so far about who we are and what we do? 5 things. Peter, it's been nice getting to know you, but let me ask you a question. What has Bobby told you so far about who we are and what we do? Try that. First thing is, Peter, it was...
Peter, it was nice getting to know you, but let me ask you a question. What has Bobby told you about who we are and what we do?
Is that hard, yes or no? No? Okay, try it again. Peter? It was nice.
Peter, it was nice getting to know you. But let me ask you a question. What has Bobby told you about who we are and what we do?
Have we ever practiced this? Because somebody's probably thinking we practiced this ahead of time. Did we script this? Did we like, hey, when I have the meeting after, I need you to do this? Did we or no?
Well, you paid me to say no, but...
Well, honestly, yes or no?
No.
No. By the way, he's asked me personally through text message, Peter, I need to know the words of what I need to say to people. There you go. Brand new to the business. Now he knows. Get to know the person. After you get to know the person, with never 4 questions consecutively. 3 with empathize, okay? Once you get there, you say, you know what? Honestly, I don't want to take too much of your family's time. Man, you're an interesting person. You know what, honestly, it's been nice getting to know you, but let me ask you a question. What has Roger told you so far about who we are and what we do? That's it. And bam, we're going into the presentation now. By the way, give him a round of applause. Good job.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to credibility, okay? I apologize, but that's not tonight's meeting after. All right? We're not going to go into compensation. That's not tonight's meeting after. And we're not going to close. That's not tonight's meeting after. As a request, Viola has asked me to do concepts. But I wanted you to get the general gist of something that I wanted to, if hopefully you don't mind. I just wanted to insert because I've been noticing a lot of people have not been doing it. Chargebacks do not come from people not being able to afford a policy. Chargebacks come from people not building a relationship with you. Okay? That's where chargebacks come from. Also, if you built the right relationship, you wouldn't have gotten them to put too much. You also wouldn't have told them to get something started if they weren't ready to get it started. The first time I had met you and Aubrey, you guys weren't ready to get it started. I said, that's perfectly fine. We worked with the premium over the course of 1 to 2 weeks, remember? Yeah. We didn't submit anything until I knew he was perfectly comfortable. We made a couple adjustments. Do you remember that, Aubrey? Yes. Over the course of time, I never submitted the policy until they knew I had the best interest in them. By the way, I'm even still helping her fight a case, which we both knew. Some things had happened, right? Because there was another agent that was involved, and I'm like, hey, you already knew. Like, I don't think the other agent did it right, right? And now we got to fight a couple things for her, but how cool is this, right? So, this is the first appointment. I just wanted to make sure I cover that. Now, credibility is very simple. World Financial Group, Transamerica Company, Expedia Financial Services, we're the search engine. We are bigger than McDonald's, Burger King, McDonald's, I'm just kidding. No, we're bigger than McDonald's, Disney, and also Walmart combined. We are $500+ billion in assets. We're the company where we don't own any products and services, and the beautiful thing about that is we're not a competitor, we're just a search engine. So we go through all that, right? And from credibility, we go into concepts. Now that you know what we do, right? You know the whole transition? Now we're in concepts. Okay, I'm trying to skip forward because I want to make sure we get time for this. In concepts, you're going to explain term LB. You're going to explain the 401k. You're going to explain 90-10. You're also going to explain GRIP 15, and you're also going to explain Everest. We're not doing Everest, GRIP 15. We're not doing 401k. We're doing Term LB and 90-10 today, okay? Now, I'm going to just kind of show you a couple things. On the compensation, once you're done with all this, it's very simple. My executive recommends for me to show you how well we get compensated so you know how well we take care of our clients. By the way, it was a closing line I created with her husband when I met with 2 people over on the east side of San Jose. It worked every single time. Why? It's such a straightforward shot. You know what, Mel? My executive recommends for me to show you how well we get compensated so you know how well we take care of our clients. Who still uses that line right now? Works perfectly, right? It's not like, let me show you how much I get paid. It's my executive recommends for me to show you how well we get compensated so you know how well we take care of our clients. It's exactly what I did with Aubrey and Steve. I said, you know what? I'm not trying to show you how much we get paid. Totally I am. But my executive recommends for me to show you how well we get compensated so you know how well we take care of our clients. For every dollar you're looking to put away, what do you think that compensates? You remember this? For every dollar you're looking to put away, how much do you think that compensates the agent? Well, I don't know, 20, 30%. 20, 30%, that's a lot of money. Tell me you wouldn't do business with me if that's how we really got paid. Actually, we get paid $5 to $10 for every dollar. Let me put it into perspective. Your family's looking to put away $500 total. That pays the agent $2,500 to $5,000. Here's the close. The close is very simple, okay? Now that you've seen our products and services and our business, tell me what interests you the most. The products and services, the business, or both? Now that you've seen everything, tell me what interests you the most. The products, services, the business, or both? That's all I do. $2,500 to $5,000. Hey, anyway, let me ask you a question. Now that you've seen everything, tell me what interests you the most. The products and services, the business, or both? Hey, anyway, let me ask you a question. Now that you've seen everything, tell me what interests you the most. The products and services, the business, or both? Man, you take these lines, and it's not hard. Let me do it again. But anyway, let me ask you a question. Now that you've seen everything, tell me what interests you the most. The products and services, the business, or both? Everybody got that? Okay, I'm going to do it again. But anyway, let me ask you a question. Now that you've seen everything, tell me what interests you the most. The products and services, the business, or both? Even with this finger right here. Okay? So, I'm going to say it again. And don't repeat with me right now. Repeat with me on the next one, okay? But anyway, let me ask you a question. Now that you've seen everything, tell me what interests you the most. The products and services, the business, or both? Who feels they can do that right now? All right? Awesome. Yvette, stand up for me really quick.
Come on, Yvette.
Go ahead. But
anyway, now that I told you everything, which one are you interested in the most? Is it the products and services, the business, or both?
Perfect. Give her a round of applause. Good job. Who else feels like they can do it? All right, Jennifer, go for it.
Jen.
So now that I've showed you everything, which one interests you the most? The product and services, the business opportunity, or both?
Perfect. There you go. Give her a round of applause. Good. Who else? Shemi, go for it. Oh, I'm sorry. Aubrey, stand up for me really quick. Okay. But anyway,
now that I show you everything, what interests you the most? Is it the product and services, or business, or both?
there you go. Yeah. I think we need a double check. Stand up for me again. So, Peter.
Okay.
So, Peter, now that I showed you everything.
So, Peter, now that I showed you everything,
Tell me
what Shemi told you about what we do and who we are.
Tell me what interests you the most.
Oh, sorry, I was saying the first one. Sorry.
So, Peter, now that I showed you everything.
So, Peter, now that I showed you everything, what interests you the most? Is it the product and services, the business, or both?
Perfect! Give her a round of applause. Good job. So now that everyone has not done it exactly like me, I just want you guys to know, it's just the whole concept of it. The whole concept of it is to give options, right? So let me say it the way I say it again. But anyway, let me ask you a question. Now that I've shown you everything, tell me what interests you the most. The products and services, the business, or both. I don't know if you know this, but what you say is only 7% of communication. Body language is what? 55% of communication. Tone of voice is 38% of communication. We call it 55, 38, 7. 7% is what you say. 38% is tone of voice. 55% is body language. Watch how I do it. I say, but anyway, let me ask you a question. Now that I've shown you everything, tell me what interests you the most. The product, services, the business, or both. I do it like that every single time. Who's done an appointment with me? Who's seen me do it before? Every single time. By the way, how's Jessica seeing me do it? Because I just sat with them. But anyway, let me ask you a question, Steve and Aubrey. Now that I've shown you everything, tell me what interests you the most. The products, services, the business, or both. That's it. True or no?
Deja vu.
That's all I said. That's all I said. That right there is the full transition. I felt like it should have been included because I feel like if I just teach it, you guys won't get it. But now, let's bring it all back, okay? First appointment, connect. From there, transition to credibility. From there, transition to concept. What I'm about to show you, once you're done, transition to compensation. From there, transition to close. Okay? Rewind. Let me show you guys term LB and also 90-10. Everybody's had a good class so far?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, awesome.
Thank you,
So,
Peter.
right now, what I want you guys to do is stop the recording and then we'll resume it. So this way you can see it on a fresh note.